Hi everyone, my name is Dawn Wood. I'm the instructor for this course, Global Business Skills, for the 2020 spring semester. And I'm excited to meet all of you and excited to introduce you a little bit to the course in this video. This video's purpose is to give you an overview of global business skills and what it's all about. Introduce you a little bit to me, hopefully make you feel a little bit like you are able to reach out to me when you have any questions and how to do that, and just to give you some tidbits about what this course is all about. The second video you should watch after this one is the video about the syllabus, and that is in the syllabus tab on the course content. So just to give you a little bit of an overview about me, I work at the Kirkwood Community College campus, both in Cedar Rapids and Iowa City. I have my main office in Cedar Rapids, which is 1154 Lynn Hall. That's the Department of International Programs, where I have the privilege of working and furthering the international vision of Kirkwood, that every Kirkwood faculty, staff, and student engage in intercultural experiences as part of their Kirkwood journey. So that's my main job at this point in time. And I enjoy it very much. I also have an office in Iowa City in room 101 on the Iowa City campus if you're looking for me there. I want the course to feel very personal and accessible, which is why usually at the beginning of each week I'll post an intro video kind of telling you what the expectations are for the week and what the learning outcomes are supposed to be for that particular week and what we're going to cover in the week ahead. So this overview video, we'll talk a little bit about what you can expect as well. International business and global business skills is really part of everything that we do these days. The world is becoming a smaller and smaller place. There's so many interactions, so many connections. We just heard recently in the news this week about the new NAFTA trade agreement, the new trade agreement with China. There's always something going on that's really impacting us, whether you're a local business owner or whether you're working for a multinational company. There's always those external international influences that are going to impact prices, are going to impact your products that you're producing, even in healthcare or things that you may not immediately think of as international. There's always other cultures that you have to work with and learn about in order to do your job the best that you can. So there's a lot of skills we're going to learn in this class that are applicable to so many different careers, and I hope you'll see that throughout the course. That's why this course at Kirkwood is required for management students and also an elective for anybody else who's interested in global business skills. So we'll have a lot of management students in this class, but also students from other areas at Kirkwood. If I can tell you a little bit about my background, I am from Iowa originally and went to UNI for my undergraduate and studied business, international business, and also psychology. So I've always had a big yearning to learn about other cultures and be interested in our global environment. And then I lived overseas. I've worked in the high-tech industry, worked for several universities and colleges. As I mentioned, promoting international business, doing international exchange, setting up international partnerships. I've had the good fortune of being able to travel to every continent except Antarctica at this point. So I'm really feel very fortunate that I've had those experiences, and we'll be able to share some of those with you because doing business in different parts of the world can be a very daunting task, especially if you haven't been to that particular region before and know about the culture. So that's what we're going to prepare you for a little bit here. Let's see if we can talk a little bit about the course website, which you'll see here on your screen. You'll see I've got a welcome in the announcements. I will post announcements here from time to time. When things are coming up that you need to be aware of, sometimes events or different things in the news that you should know about. And then here is the start here, which is where you should first be going, which you must have been there already because you found the intro video, which is this one where you found me for this semester. On that screen, you'll have this intro video, like I mentioned, for all of the weeks of the semester when I post an intro video, I always post as well the learning outcomes for that particular week. These are the learning outcomes for the Global Business Skills class in general. And it talks about some of the things you're going to learn throughout the class. One is that you'll be able to identify key global business issues and trends, demonstrate a knowledge of culture, and be able to compare and contrast cultures. Ethics is a big part of this, so throughout our discussions and the examples that we give, we'll always want to pay attention to some of the ethical considerations, because that's really the deep layer of culture when we get down to values and ethics and the way things are done, and some of the interesting things we need to know when doing business globally. We'll talk about cross-cultural dimensions, which are really methods or ways of describing culture and comparing culture. Those dimensions, you'll learn a couple of different structures of dimensions and how they're used to compare and contrast cultures. And again, we'll talk a lot about relationship building, which is the really key critical skill that you need as a global business person to be able to listen to people and develop relationships with business people that are effective for your business. And that includes communication, of course. And then finally, the last outcome that's listed here is about your final project, which I encourage you, after you watch this video, the syllabus video, also to go to the final project tab and see what you're in for as far as what the expectations are of the final project, which is a huge part of your grade for this course. Okay, so that is the intro video. The other things you'll find under the Start Here tab are the weekly schedule. If we click on that, it'll bring up a document that outlines each week, the dates, the theme for that week, the readings expected for that week, the graded discussions that are going to be happening that week. So each week you'll have at least one graded discussion. Discussions are a huge part of your grade. If there's a quiz, and then if there's an assignment. So this really is a good chart to kind of gauge how much work each week is going to be and what you need to do to plan ahead in terms of your schedule and expectations for the course. The other thing under here is your instructions and grading rubric for participation in discussion forums. So important, because I mentioned a large part of your grade is the final project. Another large part of your grade is the participation in discussion forums. It's really important that you read this carefully. Each discussion forum, you will be expected to post one initial post of at least 150 words and 2 follow-up posts. So those follow-up posts shouldn't just be, oh, I agree with you, or a great post. Those are not acceptable. You need to add something to the discussion. Add a resource, reference a web page, post a video, post some other article that you found that's related to the topic that was discussed in your peer's post. So if you just post, I agree, you're not going to get very many points. If you just post, this is a really good post, and I think you said this, and that was great, and great job here, and great job there. It's not meant to be evaluative, it's meant to be additive. So add to those discussion posts and you'll do great. Also cite your sources. It's important that you use references and allocate and cite where you're getting your information. So those are some of the tips for the discussion posts. Let's see, the other thing I wanted to mention in this overview video are your 2 textbooks. You have one that's written by Ernst Gudling called Working Globe Smart. 12 People Skills for Doing Business Across Borders. Great book. It's really going to help you in your relationship building, gives a lot of concrete examples, and it's a wonderful resource for this course. Second book is Fons Trompenaar, Riding the Waves of Culture, Understanding Diversity in Global Business. This is another classic international business text. Both of these books are very well known in international business and contain a lot of concepts that you need to know in order to do business in our world today. You'll find a lot of interesting case studies and talk about ethics in these cases as well. So I think that covers everything I wanted to cover in this video. Again, the most important thing is that you reach out to me. The best way to reach me is via email. I usually respond within 24 hours, usually pretty quickly. But please, please, please reach out to me if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.